What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the Goose Games. It is your boy the Goose, and the Goose has landed, baby. And I am here today to provide you guys with my Super Bowl predictions. This will probably be a 5 to 10 minute video, nothing crazy. I have a lot of stats and everything written down here, defensive rankings, offensive rankings, player stats, to kind of back up my thoughts here. So it's clear that I'm not just winging it. So we have the 14-2 Kansas City Chiefs. First thing I want to point out about that record is that their only two losses came to divisional opponents, the Raiders and the Chargers. Those are the only teams that beat them this year. And the Raiders was a fun shootout early in the season. And week 17 they only lost because they knew they had locked up the 1 seed. So really this team potentially could have been a 15-1 or 16-0 team. That's how good this team is. Let's go through their offensive rankings first. Yards per game, they're first. Passing yards per game, they're first. Rushing, they're 16th. And points per game, they're 6th. On defense, they are 11th in points per game allowed. So they're 11th in that. That's not bad. Rush yards, they're 20th. They're 20th in rush yards allowed. 14th in passing yards allowed. And overall yardage per game, the Chiefs are 17th, allowing 358 yards a game. Looking at Mahomes' playoff numbers, he's only had to play 2 games so far, and he's not thrown a pick. Thrown a couple of touchdowns, obviously. Looking at the Chiefs' overall stats from the season, Patrick Mahomes is your odds-on favorite to win MVP. It's between him and Aaron Rodgers. Oh, I didn't mention, we're doing a Super Bowl video, right? Gotta rock the Eli jersey. The Super Bowl king. Granted, it doesn't fit like it used to because I bought this jersey in 2006 when the Giants won the Super Bowl. Or, well, they would have won the Super Bowl in 2007 for the 06 season, but you know what I mean. I don't know about you, but I have gained weight since 2006. But yeah, I'm repping Eli because God knows to beat Tom Brady, you need this good juju. But not Smith-Schuster. So Mahomes had 4,700 yards. A reminder when I'm talking about Daniel Jones and why he sucks, he only gets like 200 yards a game, 100 yards, 150 yards a game. 11 touchdowns and 18 turnovers. Mahomes has 38 touchdowns and 6 turnovers. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, the rookie running back, was really good for them. He's like a young Brian Westbrook, in my opinion. Travis Kelce had the greatest statistical season the tight end has ever had. I'll say his name once. He's a piece of shit, but Tyreek Hill is a massive weapon. Then when you look at the defense, they only have produced 32 sacks, which isn't awful, but it's also not great. And they have 16 picks, so 1 a game. I don't really know what a team average is, so 1 a game seems about normal to me. Sorry, let me take a pull of a coffee. I am recording this, guys, on Friday afternoon. And as you can tell by the pennant above my head, I'm a Mets fan. And right now we are in the middle of Trevor Bauer holding up the Mets, apparently. I'm just waiting to see if he announces. Let me get back to focus. All right. Chris Jones is definitely the defensive playmaker on the front 7 for the Chiefs with 7.5 sacks. The fact that they don't generate a ton of pass rush and Tampa Bay's offensive line is dominant could be dangerous. I'll put that out there. So now I'm going to go to the Bucks, who were 11-5. Tom Brady had 4,600 yards, 40 touchdowns, and 12 picks. So he had more touchdowns and picks than Mahomes. The Bucks run a 2 running back system between Rojo, Ronald Jones, and Leonard Fournette, both of whom had effective years. Both can catch out of the backfield decently. 6 and 7 touchdowns between them. But then you get to the receiving room for the Bucks, and it's where you see a Super Bowl unit. We have Mike Evans, 70 catches, 1,000 yards, 13 touchdowns. We have Chris Godwin, who bursted onto the scene last season with 65 catches, 840 yards, and 7 touchdowns. A down season for him, which makes sense when you consider they added Gronk and Antonio Brown to the mix. So then we have Antonio Brown, 45 catches, 480 yards, and Gronk had 45 catches for 600 yards, and those two combined for 11 touchdowns. Now defensively is, I think, a big gap here. The Bucks have 48 sacks and 15 picks. So while they're averaging about the same amount of picks, they got an extra sack every game. 16 more sacks than Kansas City. And some of those top sack getters are going to be Jason Pierre-Paul. He has experience beating Tom Brady in a Super Bowl. He has 9.5. Shaquille Barrett has 8. And Dominic... Ooh, excuse me. My apologies. And Dominic Sue has 6. And Devin White... Sorry, hiccups. I didn't know this until I looked it up. Devin White had an insane season at linebacker. 140 total tackles and 9 sacks from a middle linebacker. That's very impressive. I love Devin White. I wanted him to be a Giant the year he came out, but we all know who we ended up with instead. Danny fucking Dimes. I'm fine. So getting into Tampa Bay's offensive... Excuse me. Getting into Tampa Bay's offensive unit numbers, they are the 7th in yards per game. They are 2nd in passing. This is the first time ever that the best passing team and the second best passing team in football are playing in the Super Bowl. They have the 29th best rushing offense, and they are 3rd in points at 30.8. So they score more a game than the Chiefs. Then on defense, Tampa Bay... Points per game, they're allowing 22 a game. That ranks 8th in defenses. They're the best run defending team in football. And Kansas City, when you look at the run, is 16th running the ball. So they're the 16th best offense at running directly into the number 1 best defense against the run. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire might have a hard day. Which Dan Orlovsky is predicting him to be the MVP for some reason, which I really don't get. I think he's trying to be a little too outside the box. Passing yards per game, the Bucks are giving up 236 per game, it says, which is 14th. And then yards per game, they're giving up... Oh, I looked at the wrong thing. The passing yards per game, the Bucks are 20th, not giving up a ton. And overall yards per game, they're 6th. So, key additions or key people missing. Also, the Chiefs are the only offense in the NFL to average over 400 yards per game. So the only significant injury, really, is Eric Fisher for the Kansas City Chiefs, which is fucking massive. I really can't describe to you how big this is. What did I say was the difference between these defenses? Pass rush. The Buccaneers got 16 more sacks this year than the Kansas City defense. JPP is going to be lining up against a backup left tackle. I don't know who their backup left tackle is off the top of my head, but I can tell you what, JPP is licking his chops. I guarantee Tom Brady is in his ear. I guarantee Bruce Arians is in his ear. I guarantee anybody who's anybody is in his ear saying, you can take this game over. And then they'll probably have Gronk over there a lot trying to chip on him, knowing that they have a backup tackle in. So you're setting up openings for Devin White, Shaquille Barrett, the premier pass rusher on the free agency market this offseason. So that's kind of scary, frankly, the loss of Eric Fisher. My apologies. I'm checking again to see if Trevor Bauer is a Met. I really feel like this whole Trevor Bauer thing is I really feel like I hope he's not trolling. So yeah, we're kind of caught up on both teams, the years they had, 14-2 versus 11-5. when I look at these teams and how I think it's going to play, I think it's going to be a shootout. Because while I say the pass rush of the Buccaneers is much better, it's Patrick Mahomes in the pocket. He's magic. I mean, the things this guy does, the thing that makes Patrick Mahomes magical is the things he does off script. And I mean, of course, the inhuman throws he makes, but it's when he's dancing around and he's moving in the pocket and he has to keep his eyes fixed downfield. That's when he does really well. And that's what he's going to have to do on Sunday. And let's talk about it now. Let's talk about some matchups. I don't think Clyde Edwards-Helaire is going to have a great day on the ground, so he's going to have to make up for that in the passing game. The problem Travis Kelce and Clyde Edwards-Helaire are going to run into is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have great to elite linebackers. Their linebacking unit is Levante David, the top free agent middle linebacker of this offseason. He's a stud and a legend, and he'll probably be on Gronk. Then you have Devin White. Those two patrolling the middle together? Man, I really am so high on Devin White. I can't say enough. The Tampa Bay Bucks took him at 5, and I would have taken him at 6 if he was still there for the Giants. He's so fast as a linebacker. He can pass rush. He can cover. He can do everything. I really think he's the next great middle linebacker in football. I think he's the next, like, Patrick Willis, John Beeson early in his career, those guys. They have a good secondary. Is Antoine Winfield healthy for this game? I should have looked that up. That's big. Then talking about the Chiefs on defense, you have Honey Badger. You've got Chris Jones, like I talked about. The Chiefs defense is more unknown to me. I won't lie to you guys, but looking at the rankings for them, they're not bad. Points per game, they're 11th. Like they hold up. And they're a Super Bowl winning defense. They've been there. They know what it takes to win this game. Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid have been to 3 consecutive AFC championship games to start their careers together. That's incredibly impressive. And it would have been 3 Super Bowls, but you know who beat them that first year in the AFC championship game? Tom Brady. So I think Mahomes is going to remember that, and I think Andy Reid is going to remember that. And guys, we are 12 minutes in, and it's time to get down to brass tacks. I said last year after he won the Super Bowl, I would never pick against Patrick Mahomes in a big game again, and I'm not. I am picking the Kansas City Chiefs to win this game. And the reason I'm doing this is, A, when I talk about the magic of Patrick Mahomes, that's the first reason. I'm not going to pick against what seems to be the most naturally talented quarterback ever. Ever. I mean, if you take him out of the race right now, I would say those guys beforehand are like Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, the most talented guys ever. I don't think of Brady as one of the most talented ever. He's the GOAT, but I don't think he's like inherently one of the 3 best throwers of the football I've ever seen. I don't. He's the most clutch quarterback of all time. He's been in the most big game scenarios for sure. But he's also lost on this stage. He's lost 3 times. I would know. The other one, the 3rd time they lost, also being a division rival. So there's a formula to knocking off Tom Brady. I don't know if the Chiefs have it on defense, but what I do know is what Patrick Mahomes has, and I'm not going to pick against it. I think this is going to be a shootout. I think this is very much the passing of the guard. This is The Rock versus Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 18. This is going to be glorious. I mean, this is Tom Brady, the GOAT, the greatest quarterback who ever lived, passing the mantle on to the guy who, after this ring, if they win on Sunday, he'll have 2 rings. He's 25, guys. He's already a top 10 quarterback if he wins on Sunday, ever. I don't care what you have to say. If he wins, win or lose, I honestly think he's already one of the 3 best quarterbacks I've ever seen. Nothing's going to change that. But if he wins on Sunday, where is his legacy already? He's already cemented a Hall of Fame legacy. It's insane. We have never seen somebody come along like Patrick Mahomes. This is Mike Trout. This is LeBron James. This is that. When I talk, I'm a big LeBron fan. I'm a homer for LeBron. And I always say, appreciate the greatness that we are experiencing. You're experiencing the greatest basketball player who has ever done it. Appreciate it. Stop fucking hating. Stop hating on people. I'm not picking the Chiefs because I hate Tom Brady either. Fuck that whole narrative. He was in New England. I don't know. Were they cheating? Maybe. But fuck it. It's sports. You're always trying to cheat and just not get caught. They just got caught. Like, so I don't know. I don't hate Tom Brady, and that's not what this video is. But I just think ultimately Patrick Mahomes is about to ascend to a level we've never quite seen before. And ultimately, I think Tyreek Hill will not be contained. I think Tyreek Hill could go for 150 plus. I think Mecole Hardman could have a huge game. That's the thing. You can't slow them all down. You can't slow down everybody when I start to list off the Chiefs' offense. Travis Kelce, Tyreek Hill, Sammy Watkins, Mecole Hardman. Is Robinson still there? DeMarcus Robinson? I don't think so. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Le'Veon Bell. Is Darrell Williams still there? The weapons are just nuts. Now with Tampa, the main reason I'm picking against Brady has been inconsistent this year. He's had big pick games. He threw 3 picks in the last time we saw him play a football game. Brady is old. He's not the Brady he used to be, and I think he's going to make mistakes here. I do. I think he's going to make mistakes, and I think the Chiefs' defense will be opportunistic enough to take advantage of it and beat them. And ultimately, I don't think it's a 1-touchdown game. I think it's going to be final score. I'm coming up with this right now. I did not premeditate this. I am going to say Kansas City Chiefs 41, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27. Kansas City Chiefs 41, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 27. That is my Super Bowl prediction. Boom! Who do you guys got? Comment down below who you have. Tell me why you think I'm wrong. Tell me who you think the MVP is going to be. I think it's going to be Mahomes. As I said at the beginning of the video, I will never again select a game against Patrick Mahomes. I won't. I'm just not going to do it. I think he'll be the best quarterback I've ever seen by the time all is said and done, and I'm going to enjoy every minute of this dude's career, and I'm going to be singing his praises for his entire career because I appreciate greatness, and you all should too. So thank you guys for hanging out. Drop a like, give me a comment, subscribe, share the video. We're on our quest to 100 subscribers. I'm only at 40 right now. Please, any share, any word of mouth, anything you can do to help the channel would mean so much to me. I've kind of been stagnated at the 40 subscriber mark, and I'm really looking to start cranking out more content so I can continue to grow this community. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. Goose out.